Here we go. You're watching The Rexter Show.
All right, guys, we are live. We have Restalgia, Michael B, the Game Genie. Restalgia, say hello to all our viewers.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Thanks for joining, everyone. Joseph, Kumla, thank you. Michael B, another new guest, another Canadian. This is the Canadian edition for all those watching. Say hello to our viewers.
Hey, everybody, I'm so happy to be here.
Well, first, let me ask you, Michael B. It looks like you got a disco party after this show or something in the background with those lights. I mean, what's going on with those lights, man? We're gonna have a disco?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
That's how I decorated my arcade. I like it.
It looks nice. I'm just giving you a hard time, man. We like it. But I will say this, Michael. On this show, we give our opinions. We talk about whatever, I want your real opinion. So I'm actually respecting Restalgia to lose about 3 of his sponsorships after this episode. So I want the same out of you. Okay, Michael B? I want the same out of you.
All right.
Oh, Scott J. There we go. Look at it. We got, and these Canada dudes are cool, bro. Look at it. I brought my hockey stick too, just so we could play. I got my Wings jersey on, man. This is
You got the wrong team on though.
no way, man. D-Town, buddy. D-Town. Okay. Hi, Nikki. Thanks for joining. Now, Michael, have you ever watched the show before?
Oh, did we lose Mike again?
I hope we didn't lose him.
Yeah, you gave me a hey, we're going to wear a Detroit jersey.
Yeah,
you
well,
didn't lose me.
no. Okay. Sorry. We got you back, sort of, but we got a little stuttering, a little echo. Bear with us. But just so everybody knows, on this show, we go through 6 topics. One of them is non-gaming. We spend 3 minutes on it, okay? I'm going to show... Before we get to the show, though, guys, there's a whole bunch of hype on this. And I hope Michael's still there. We might have to realign. So, Restalgia, I'll start with you on this, okay? Everybody's talking about this thing, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. You've seen this?
I have seen that.
Okay. Before I get into my thing about this, why don't you give me your perspective on this machine? Is it worth buying? What do you think of the price tag? I want to get your perspective on this unit.
I don't know yet. I'm based off of what I've seen so far and the information that's slowly been released based off of their PR team. We know it's an official product, and it was made by the same companies that, or I guess made by the same manufacturer that also did their Neo Geo Mini and some of the other products along those lines. So, I mean, I definitely think that it's going to be a good quality product based off of what we've seen in the past. I'm not 100% convinced that we need 10 King of Fighter games. It seems like a little overkill. I mean, if they're going to go that many, they may as well have had like all of them. But right. I mean, it looks like it's going to be all right. This is going to be a really good fighting cabinet. So if you're really into fighting games,
if you're in the Neo Geo and King of Fighters and all that stuff, then yeah, I guess it's okay. But here's my point with this thing. Everybody's going bananas over it. Oh, look at this Neo Geo. Nobody knows anything about it. You don't know what kind of wood it's built out of. You don't know the sticks. You don't know the buttons. You don't even know the hardware yet. Right. Why don't you wait and see until people get it and review it and see what it's all about before you go and spend $500, because maybe you want an II arcade. Maybe you want something else. There is no information on this right now. And guys, we lost Michael B. We'll try and bring him back, but we might have to have a sit-in, and it might have to be P-dubs if Michael B. can't reconnect. Yeah, here we go. Ralph says, I lost my job. Yeah. I gave him a hard time, too. I was going to give some of you guys a hard time here. But anyway, on this Neo Geo, the price tag's a little expensive, and you just don't know anything about it, And I will say this: we talked briefly with a couple buddies of mine about the both MVS and AES modes supported in MVS, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, MVS and AES supported modes," and I'm going, "Is that big of a deal?" The ports were kind of the same, I thought, and I'm going, "What?" Okay, it's good for certain games. I guess there's certain games where there's a little bit of difference from the coin in versus time versus, whether it's a credit or time and different stuff like that. But is there really a big deal about AES versus MVS?
It depends on if you're a purist or not. I mean, for somebody like me, I don't want to say I was never into Neo Geo, but Neo Geo really, in terms of their arcade presence, was a little bit before my time. I'm a little bit younger than the average person who's interested in these types of products. So for me, I didn't really mess around with Neo Geo at all until I got into emulation, and that was in my teens. So I never really experienced a lot of this stuff on original hardware anyways. I think this is going to be an emulation-based device. It's not like we've got original hardware in there. And I mean, like I said, to the purist, I think it's going to matter to them because it's just one of those things that they care about. But for somebody like me, if the games play properly, we don't have input delay, there's no noticeable lag on screen, I don't care. Like, if the game plays the way it's supposed to play, that's good enough for me.
But if I have a multicade, I can play all these games. I don't need, what is the, I mean, I like the design. It's nice. It's nice to see you have a red Neo Geo, the button layout, all that's great. But is anybody in the, I know Ralph has got to get one because he's going to do it for his show and stuff. But even he's kind of restricting how many machines he buys nowadays, what's going on with it. So if anybody I want to know if anybody in the chat wants one of these things and if they're going to buy it, if they've already pre-ordered, because I thought you could pre-order already.
Yep. I mean, I think the way that a lot of people are looking at this is there's a few different angles. So somebody like Ralph or somebody like myself, we're going to take a look at this product and say, you know what, it's themed really well. Assuming the build quality is going to be good, it's a purchase for us because we want to support the company. We want them to continue to bring out more and more products like that. And I mean, it's a good way to get those 50 titles legally licensed. So you're actually paying for those games and you're buying them in a legitimate way rather than, throwing those games on a Raspberry Pi and obviously having to access those games through, let's call it a gray market. Yeah. And then the other thing is that they've, based on the visual look, I mean, it looks pretty good. Looks nice. So it looks nice. It looks
nice. I think that front's a sticker, like everybody says, instead of a door pan, instead of a coin door.
Yeah, I think it's
plastic thing, but
it's like a faux.
But you don't know if it's made of 1/2-inch wood or plywood or what. You don't know the sturdiness of it. Michael B, do we have you back or not? Can you hear us? I think we still have technical difficulties. Michael, we're going to keep trying, but I'm going to remove you for now. Maybe restart your internet, but I'm going to remove you for now. We got to go with our backup, guys. Is that okay? We'll go with our backup. P-Dubs is in the stream, actually. P-Dubs, are you there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm here. What's going on, man?
Can you fill in for Michael B for right now? We're having some technical difficulties. We'll bring him back on.
Yeah. I'd be happy to help you out, man.
Here we go. We need to get, I just want to warn everybody, we need to get Michael B back on because at the end of the show, I have a really special thing I'm doing and we need to have 4 people, okay? It's very important we have 4 people. So, with this said, guys, why don't we get into the topics, okay? And we'll take a look at these, and as you guys know, here are the topics for today, okay? And we spend 3 minutes on it, and then we're going to move on to the next topic. Number 1, you don't know what you don't know. This is A number OneUp, ARG Matey, Groupon, Game On Show, and Fool Me Twice, that says. Fool Me Twice. So, as the show goes, we're going to start with Restalgia, pick a topic, and then we'll talk about that for about 3 minutes, and then we'll move on to the next one, guys. So here we go, Restalgia, pick one.
Let's go with topic number 1. Start at the top. You don't know what you don't know.
Okay, so you don't know what you don't know, right? You ever hear that sound, that saying in the workplace, or people say it, you don't? Well, no shit, I don't know what I don't know. It's common sense, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, but here's what I want to talk about when I say you don't know what you don't know. How does this apply to virtual pinball, visual pinball, the arcade one-ups, the act game streaming? When I say you don't know what you don't know, I'm saying people don't know how virtual pinball and visual pinball can play on a great PC versus what it's going to play on the arcade one-up or the act games. So when we say, hey, this is running great, they think it's running great because they don't know it's running great. So can you talk about the difference if you put 2 side by side? What are people going to expect?
There's going to be a big difference. I mean, if we're talking streaming versus hardware like native play,
we're talking about it all. We're talking about it all. We're talking about running Android on a OneUp. We're talking about streaming on the act games. We're talking about it all. The difference between high end.
That's a very complex topic. So I mean, when you're looking at even just Android ports or Android versions of any game versus say a native Windows or native Linux or some sort of native PC operating system based game, you're going to have a difference in terms of graphical output. You're going to have difference in terms of responsiveness. You're going to have differences in terms of what the games can actually do. Obviously, when you're porting games from PC to Android, you've got to cut things down. You're cutting down graphics. You're cutting down the size of the game. You're cutting down a whole bunch of things. You're compressing things to fit on a mobile platform. And then,
but if I put it side by side to somebody and say, "Here, play this," and it's a 1080p, maybe even 4K visual Pinball X on a high-powered PC, and then I put an At Games or a OneUp next to it, what are they going to say?
There's no comparison. The native running, let's call it VPX. Let's say you've got a VPX build. Playing VPX is an incredible experience. You will not match that experience with any other platform or any other PC. Like if you're talking Zen Studios, FX3, or any of their tables that they've got on Windows, even those don't really compare to VPX when you start getting into the really good VPX tables. When you're going to compare VPX to an Android table, it's just like you'll play one and then you'll move to the next. Maybe you'll start with Android and it'll feel like a great experience. Then you'll move to VPX and you'll say, hey, this is really a good experience.
Right.
And then when you move back, you're like, it's a good experience, but it's certainly not like the VPX table.
So it's almost like saying if you're going to get the OneUp and do all that, then you don't want to go to a nice 4K VPX, powerful PC, because then you're going to look at your OneUp and go, oh man, this doesn't run that great, or your Toy Shock and say, man, this. So you're better off not knowing what good is.
Right, and I want to bring in the streaming too, because I mean now we've got At Games entering the market with their streaming of the tables, and again, if you've never really gotten into pinball and you play the streaming, you are going to have some input delay, you are going to have some lag. There are issues with streaming pinball because pinball is a fairly accurate game. You need to be able to hit your button and get immediate responsiveness. And with streaming, you don't get that. So for somebody who's not really an avid pinball player, it's fine. It's a perfectly playable experience. For me, I've got a 7-year-old.
All right, Restalgia. All right.
I was gonna
we'll talk forever, I guess.
I do, man. You let me go. I'll keep going.
P-Dubs, I wanted to give you some time, so go ahead, man. Talk about what you think the difference between a Toy Shock and maybe some more pinball, because I got another question I want to ask you guys.
Yeah, well, I was recently, before COVID, so not recently, we're talking many months ago, I went to like one of those like billiards type stores here in Phoenix where you can buy like pool tables and game room stuff. And they actually had a, homebrew virtual pinball table there that was running, VPX games and stuff like that. And they wanted like, I don't know, something like $4,000 or $3,500 for the table. It had a giant screen and all that. And, it was a wonderful experience. Like everything played fantastic, right? So you have to wonder, the pressure's on Arcade OneUp and At Games to deliver a product that simulates that level of PC powered performance, right?
Right, to make it worth it, to make it look pretty good.
And the pressure's on them. They've been both of these companies have been talking it up, and not only that, both of their partners, Farsight Studios and Zen Studios, who are the top two, pinball software developers out there. Even though Farsight Studios has kind of digressed away from it. It's nice to see that they've been coming back to pinball, bringing their platform to the Toy Shock as well as to At Games. So the pressure's on is basically what I'm saying. And if it's a bad experience from either company or both company, I'm sure there will be plenty of YouTube videos saying that.
All right. Now we're going to bring Michael B back on and flop you out, P-Dubs. But before you go, really quick, you got one pinball to buy. You just got one. At Games, Toy Shock, or OneUp?
Probably At Games, because I just like all the features that they say it will be able to do. So
people in the chat, At Games, Toy Shock, pinball, or OneUp. I want to know which one you're buying. All things kind of equal, but taking the consideration price, what you're getting, all that. Pick one of them. Restalgia, you pick one. We lost Restalgia's phones.
Can you hear me now?
So yes, pick one.
Okay, sorry. So if I'm stuck buying one, I'm leaning towards a multicade that has multiple options. So in this case, it's At Games. But At Games is releasing a different product than the rest, I think. So
yeah.
Okay. All right, P-Dubs, we're going to see you in a little bit. So everybody who just got here, stick around. There's a surprise at the end of the show here. Okay?
All right.
And we'll see P-Dubs in a bit. All right, Michael B.
You're back. Hey.
Is it working? Is it
Yeah.
working?
Yes, it's working. Thank
I am
goodness.
so sorry.
That's okay, man. I always have technical difficulties. I am the king of technical difficulties. Trust me, something will go wrong on this show. Okay, but here we go. We're going to go to topic 2 because we're wasting time and we need time at the end of the show. You got to you got one that we already took. You don't know what you don't know. But first, wait, Michael B. Pick one: Toy Shock, Arcade OneUp, At Games Pinball. Which one? Going by one.
It depends on if At Games would be available in Canada, because currently
Assume
it's
available.
Assume it's
this
available.
is hypothetical. This is hypothetical.
You're killing me, man. Right now it's At Games because
Okay, don't worry, you won't lose any sponsorships if you say At Games or
I don't
OneUp.
have any sponsorships.
Exactly.
So right now, from what limited I've seen, the bigger cabinet and the ability for it to be a multi-cade, multi-pin At Games.
Okay, pick the next topic. Let's move on, guys.
Let's go with number 2.
Easy.
This is a number OneUp. Very good choice. Okay, so obviously we got a OneUp category here, right? And what I want to do is I actually want to show you guys a quick video clip. Okay, we already talked about that. I want to show you, and I want to see if you guys remember this clip. Okay, give me 1 second here because I definitely will get it up and running. I promise you guys.
Come on,
that.
Rex. We got a show to get through. I mean,
Right? Exactly.
We're
We're
killing
gonna
all
be
this
here all
time
day.
here.
Do you guys remember this clip?
What is this, Star Trek?
Michael B., what does he say right there? Do you remember what he says, what Yoda says? Does anybody in the chat know what he says right there? You guys aren't Star Wars fans?
I've watched the Star Wars, episodes 4 to 6. But
Let me help you
there's nothing
guys.
really else outside that.
Let me help you guys.
I've watched all the Star Wars movies. I've just seen them all like one or two times. So I have no idea what was said.
Let me help you guys. He says, if so powerful you are, why leave? Okay? So you'll see where I'm going with this in a second. But if these arcade one-ups, I watched videos and I see people do all these videos. Oh, this arcade one-up is great. And you got a bunch of them behind you in your room usually, Michael. And I watch these guys and they're like, oh, these things are fantastic. These things are great. I love these things. But then the next video a day later, they just ripped the whole thing apart. They took out the buttons. They took out the joysticks. They replaced the monitor. They said the marquee's no good. The kick plate's no good. How are these things so fantastic and get great reviews, yet the next day you go and pull everything out? Why are you modding them if they're so great? That's my question to you.
I'm the wrong person to ask this question to because I love everything to be stock. So
Good. That's the answer I want, though. That's the answer I want. I want somebody to say that. And I want you to say, oh, I personally haven't modded any of mine because they're stock. And you truly gave them a 10 out of 10, right? But let me ask you this. Now that you've played them a little bit, do you go back and say, maybe I gave these ones over a better review than I should have? Are any arcade one-ups like that?
Well, I've only really reviewed 2 cabinets so far, which is Turtles and Pac-Man, and I didn't really give a 10 out of 10. I don't have a 10 rating. I just talk about what I like. I'm honest about things that could have been better or maybe why things would have went that way. And I stand by what I said. The 2 cabinets that I reviewed, I love them. They're my most played cabinets, and I would easily tell someone to go buy them as they are.
And you've left yours as stock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, until I can get my hands on the arcade one-up marquees when they come out, because I will upgrade for Turtles to put a lighted marquee there.
Okay. Restalgia.
Yes.
Same question. Why mod if they're so great on your reviews?
Okay, so I've reviewed a few of them, and I have modded a couple of them. But I'm very much like Mike in the sense that I like things stock. So what I'll typically do is I'll buy one for stock, and if I'm going to mod one, I'll buy a duplicate of one table or one cabinet to mod, and that's what I did with Asteroids. So that being said, some of the other mods I've done is like upgrading the springs or replacing the restrictor gates or something like that. Those are very basic mods just to improve playability. And even when I get into classic consoles, I have classic consoles that I mod the snot out of, but I also have a version that's completely stock. So from my perspective, I think people want to mod them, or people want to mod anything because they want to make it do something that it wasn't originally intended to do. So the idea of throwing a Raspberry Pi into the system and making it run, 2,000, 3,000 games, that's just kind of like thrill of the hunt. You get this cabinet, what can I do to it? What can I change? How can I make it better? That being said, I do think that they're fairly good, and I hear you're
Okay.
beeping at
So-
me. I'm going to shut up. But
Yeah, well, there goes the beeper, right? Okay. So here's my point. I'm gonna give you guys an analogy. I go buy a car, a brand new car, right?
Yep.
I don't go and pull the engine out, change the windshield, change the headlights, and the day before go, this is a fantastic car. This thing's awesome. I don't pull the engine out and replace the whole motherboard and say, oh my God, I love this thing the day before, and then pull the whole thing out and scratch it and say, oh yeah, it still was great, but I changed everything. I put cap joysticks in, I put new buttons, I put a Raspberry Pi in. So to me, it's all baloney,
Well,
And-
hold on. Let me jump on you for the second.
And
So
don't
let
give me the fact that, you enjoy modding stuff.
no.
Restalgia.
Hold on. What I'm
Nobody
gonna
enjoys
say-
modding it. I don't want to mod these things. I just
Okay.
want to play them as is.
I enjoy modding them, but aside from that, we're not talking about a $20,000 arcade cabinet. We're talking about a $500 arcade cabinet. So if you bought a $500 car, would you not replace the suspension? Would you not potentially upgrade the exhaust system? Would you not replace the stereo or audio
But I'm not
system?
buying it. I'm not buying an old car for $500. I'm buying a brand new car. This thing is brand new right out of the box. I just went and bought it. So, I mean, that's my gripe with it. Show Me Retro, thank you for joining. You guys have any news on the Costco NBA Jam? Really quick, I can just comment on it. We're going to talk a little bit about it in one of the segments here in a second. So give us a second. We'll kind of maybe get to that in a little bit. But let's go back. We got to get to another topic. And I think Restalgia, you're up. Let me get rid of this video. One other thing I do want to say is people always say, Rex, you're too hard on OneUp, and that it's a great product and this and that. And I say, yeah, I am a little hard on it, but I don't want to call myself an arcade enthusiast or someone who, really likes, hard arcades and that's all I play, because I don't really care. I like emulation. I like it all. But the thing I want to say is, let's say I'm a musician and I'm a professional musician, and somebody comes out with a 3/4 scale Fender Strat, guitar, and the strings suck, and the neck sucks, and the sound sucks, and everything sucks on it. Am I going to get bashed because I'm a professional musician and say this thing sucks, but if you guys want to buy it for kids or something like that, it's great, So that's what I mean. I just don't think a lot of the people who watch these videos or who do these videos who are in our community, they're really more arcade astute people, and for them it's no good. And I wish they would say, well, it's really no good for me because I'm going to go change everything out. But for you, the generic buyer, it might be. And I had a video that I was going to show, but we're running out of time, so I'm going to go to the next topic. So here we go. I digress, as we say. Who's up with this one?
I think that's me.
Okay, what do you got?
Let's do Groupon.
Groupon. This is a good one. I'm going to this is an easy one, okay? Let's start this timer right now.
Well, how long is the
Groupon.
timer, just so I know?
3 minutes. It's behind me.
3 minutes. Okay,
3
I
minutes.
got you.
Okay.
I'm fixated on just looking at myself. So
Okay. So Groupon, I talk about groups, or I talk with buddies all the time, and they're always doing, saying, oh, well, go into this group and join this group. And Restalgia, I'm just going to open it up to you.
yeah.
Is there too many groups? I don't know which ones to join. There's too many groups. There's people fighting in every group. I'm on Discord. I'm not on Facebook. I can't stand Facebook. What's your opinion on all these groups, and which ones are the legitimate ones?
I'm not going to speak to as which ones I think are legitimate, because it depends on what the group is based on. I do sometimes feel like there's too many groups, and in all fairness, I mean, I think I've got more groups on my... I'm a member of more groups than I have friends on my Facebook. So, I mean, it's a lot. And once you start really actively participating in one or two of them, you end up losing the rest of the feed. So, I do think that maybe there's a lot of groups. Like, for example, you've got an Arcade OneUp official group, and then you've got a Canadian, and then you've got a fan one, and then you've got a modders one, and you've got all these different groups. And it does seem like a lot, but they are all niche, right? They're all kind of isolating. So I don't necessarily think there's... I think there's a lot. I don't think there's too many. I think it just depends on what you're looking for. I think you as the individual has to be smart about what groups you join.
Well, what groups are you in? Tell me some groups. Give me a good group.
Man, I'm in like every group because
50 of
I'm
them.
not very smart. So there's that. But I mean, I try to jump into as many groups as I can because I want to hear the information that's going on. I want to hear feedback from the end user. I want to hear if the companies are actually coming out and saying anything to the community. So for me, as a content creator, I like to be involved in every aspect as much as I can. But that's more or less trying to stay up to date. The average person, maybe they don't care about any of that stuff and they just want to know like new products. And in that case, just stick with the officials or stick for the modders if that's kind of what you're into, and just pick the groups that really mean something to you.
Okay, back to Michael B. What groups do you join? Which ones are good?
I'm in mostly all the groups. Knowledge is power. So,
That's true.
you know, you got to go to all the different ones. The only problem I have is there's a lot of repetition between the groups. I do like when there's differences, like we talked about the Canadian fan page, which is great for us because we find out about different sales, different things that are available.
Right.
We actually made a really good contact with the Brick here in Canada who tells us up front when everything's coming. I wish I had talked to her about 4 months ago before I ordered my Burger Time cab and then ended up spending $300 on shipping. So, you know, there's benefits to being in different groups as long as there's differentiation between the groups.
Okay, what's this arcade group that I just put up here on the thing? What arcade? There's 50 arcade. There's the official, the unofficial. What is he talking about? Which arcade? I think even Ralph has an arcade group. Anybody know that one?
What are we talking about here? I know that
Somebody
Ralph's-
posted arcade group is the best. Which arcade group though? I don't even know.
They're all the best.
Right,
They're all the
exactly.
Like I said, it depends on what you're interested in. Mike made a good point about the Canadian group. I'm Canadian, so that helps me know when I can buy something locally on sale. But again, I think when you start getting to the groups with like the thousands and thousands and thousands of people, you also run into the problem of people just kind of, you get a lot of the same. You get a lot of the complaints. You get a lot of the nonsense that maybe isn't really helpful in terms of funneling through to find the information. So
yeah, they just need to make a separate group, Arcade OneUp Complaints, and let people go there and stay off the other groups.
we need another group for
right.
the massive amount of groups we have.
Okay, I'm gonna promote two groups here, and one of them is Rockin' the Classics on Discord. I love their group. I love those people. And I also do Single Board Gaming Community RetroPie on Discord. I only do Discord, guys. I can't stand Facebook. I got off a long time ago. I abandoned it. People say, Rex, are you on Facebook? No, I'm not. Don't bother me. I
Just asked you that today.
You know, you did. I know. So, you know, there we go. Yeah, and see, even Devil Wallow, people use groups for bitch fits instead of, and sometimes that's true, and it just drives me crazy. I'm like, oh, God. Okay, guys. Who's up? Michael B?
I think it's me.
Okay.
And I want to go with Matey.
Arg Matey. Okay, so we've talked a little bit before about pirating, guys, and we talked about ROMs and all that stuff. But today, I want to focus on coin ops. Okay? I want to know, does coin ops go over the line with what they put on their images? Okay, and people who aren't familiar with coin ops is basically an image that is used with Windows and with Xboxes, and you put a bunch of games on it. But the difference is with them, not to mention it's a beautiful front end and it's fantastic, is they put some games on there that are questionable. I've seen Streets of Rage 4, I've seen Street Fighter 4. Do they go over the line, Michael B, with what they do and what they put on there?
I mean, I always like, if I have an option to buy, I will buy. The only time I really condone pirating and support it is if it's something like, you know, if I'm going to download a Vic Tokai game, I don't think Vic Tokai is losing any revenue from me possibly pirating, Golgo 13. So, you know, that's fine. But new stuff's a little iffy. I don't think that's fair. People put time, money, effort into making these games. It's new, relatively new. You're taking money out of the developers' pockets, possibly hurting these people. I'm not cool with that. But older stuff that's just out and there's no option to buy it, sure, fill your boots.
Okay, I'm kind of on that same path. Restalgia, I got another question for you, as both of you as well, but go ahead and give me your feelings on coin ops.
So my specific feelings on coin ops is it's no different than people who are building Raspberry Pi images in every sense. You can talk about modern, retro. I don't think it matters. Piracy is piracy. Do I care? No. Personally, I don't. I don't really have that much of an issue with people doing whatever they want to do on their computer. It's their right. They can do it. Anything... I like the idea of supporting a developer. So if there's a new game coming to market and you care about that, and for example, let's say it's an independent developer, you shouldn't pirate their game. You should buy their game. You should support them so that way they can continue to do what they're doing and maybe make a sequel or a different game altogether.
Okay.
But I also understand the perspective of somebody like what's the big developer everyone hates with microtransactions, but they've essentially burned the community. So people pirate their games, and if they're crap games, that's that. But if they're good, I'll often see those people say, I did pirate it, but now I'm going to buy it because I want to support what they've done in this game. I want to talk with my money essentially. So EA, thank you. I see it in there. EA.
EA.
Yeah,
Okay.
the loot boxes.
Yeah, I don't want to make it sound like I'm telling everyone to go pirate games because you shouldn't do that. But I don't necessarily see it as being any different than a Raspberry Pi build.
Well, I don't know who he's talking about, but anyway.
EA. He's talking about EA.
Well, the person Voltura said he made it die painful. I don't know what that. Anyway, I want to make it a little tougher on you, Restalgia, really quick. You don't have to elaborate.
Yeah.
Does @games cross the line, or are they on the edge when you're allowed to run coin ops on their cloud and other formats with Pinball X and that type of thing? They don't promote it, but they're letting you use their hardware in their cloud, correct me if I'm wrong, to run coin ops on it.
You're not allowed to use their cloud. So you are absolutely not using their cloud. It's all running natively. That being said, running coin ops on their platform, in my opinion, is no different than what they're doing with their UCE system. And essentially, have you seen how coin ops is built on @games system? You still have to provide all the games. You have to provide all the assets. All they're doing is providing you the front end. So I actually, as much as I don't know if that was 100% the most amazing move, one, it's a third-party app. It's not something that's first-party supported. And two, they've done it at least in a tasteful way, in the sense of saying, like, we'll provide you the front end to make it look pretty, but if you want games, that's on you. So, I don't want to say that I support the idea of it, but I think if they were going to do it, they've done it the right way.
Okay. Let me go back to Michael B on this. Do you run coin ops on your @games or anything like that? Do you have an @games? I don't even know if you do.
No, I'm in Canada, and unlike other people here, I didn't. I don't have any kind of relationship with @games right now.
Rex.
So.
I'm sorry. I thought you had one, Michael, or Restalgia. No. I know you do, so I thought maybe, hey, he'd have one too. But okay. So no go on that. But have you seen coin ops, obviously? What are your thoughts on coin ops on @games? Good idea, bad idea?
I don't know. Options are cool, and it's up to people whether or not they want to use them. I've always tended to just use what's on the cabinet. So.
Okay. All right, guys, let's go to the next topic. We're running out of time here. I want to get through this and bring on the two guys that we're going to bring on at the end. So where are we at? Let's bring up the menu here and see who's next.
I think that was it 5? Game on. That's next in line. Game on.
Well,
show?
yeah, you could pick any one you want, but are you up, Restalgia?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Arg Matey. So let's do that one.
Let's do Game On Show is what you want.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, great. That's one that's open.
Okay.
Game On Show. You selected the one that is non-arcade related. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about game shows. There's this retro move, like all these game shows are coming out. Have you guys seen that? You get like Press Your Luck, and people in the chat comment on what your favorite game show is. But I'm going to say that out of the top, say, 3 game shows, or let's say 5, it doesn't matter. You got Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune that have to be in there, even though I don't like them, right? I don't like that. They're okay. They're great TV game shows, but I like other ones. Give me 1 or 2 other game shows that make your top 5, Restalgia.
Family Feud.
Love Family Feud.
I do love Family Feud. I'm trying to think of another game show. I used to love Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I know that's not on air anymore, but man, I grew up watching that show. I would sit with my dad. We would watch that show whenever it was on. I can't remember, Friday nights or whatever. Man, I love that show. I didn't know any of the answers. I was a dumb little kid, but man, I still loved it. It was so like, you sat on the edge of your seat and you're like, is he going to get it? Is he going to get it? And they never did, but.
Right. And what's funny is, I'll tell you, well, let me go to Michael B first, and I'll tell you a little quick story about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Michael B, what are your top 5 or top 3 that you like?
Well, I don't really know a lot of game shows. I didn't watch a lot. I mean, Price is Right, Jeopardy, Family Feud is a big one. What's the one that was on Nickelodeon? I think it's like Double Take or something like that. There was a NES game actually released of Double Dare. There was a NES game released of it. I don't know if you remember that one.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Those ones. Okay. So here's my story on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So I used to call in every day because you could call a phone number and you'd answer 6 questions. And then if you got them all right, you'd be registered to win. And this is just coming up because you mentioned it. I wasn't even thinking of this. And if you call and got them all right, they'd put you in a pool to call you back the next day. If you got a call back the next day, then you went into another round. So I would do it every day. And a lot of times I'd get all 6 right, but I'd never get a call back that day. I'd never get a, so they'd say, we're going to call you between 1 and 2 o'clock, of tomorrow. If you're, the recording would say that. One day I finally got a call back, and it was a lady she's like, okay, you've made it to the next round. And I was like, fantastic. I'm like, this is amazing. And you have to answer your phone between 1 and 2. If you miss it, you miss it. She goes, you'll be in a telephone call-in with 40 people, okay? And 10 of those people will go on the show. So if you're the fastest out of those 40 and you get all of them right or the most right out of them all, you'll be on the show. So I had a 10 out of 40 chance of going on the show. Mm-hmm. The problem was I get my phone ready. I'm all jacked up, and the questions they asked, I didn't know. They asked, I was so young at the time. They asked one about actors and put them in order of birth. And it was like, they used some of the other codes. Like, I can't even remember the names of the characters, but it was actors I didn't know. So anyway, long story short, I did not make it. I did not get one of the 10 slots out of the 40. But it was fun. Okay.
Ball, man.
I got, what's that?
You said you dropped the ball.
I did. I had my one shot at fame. I had my one shot at fame, and I did not do it. But I'm going to show you guys a video of one game show and see if you know it. Let me see if I can get it up here. If I even have it up. Did I? Oh, I hope I didn't. Well, we're not going to watch it because I don't know what I did with it. Honestly, sorry. I can get it. Hold on. I can get it, guys. Give me 1 second because I want to get this. I want to get this show up here because it was a fun show that I always watched as a kid. Nobody really knew what it was. So, and I bet you guys won't even know what it is. But let me bring it up. It's right here, and I'll add to the stream. This show right here. You guys ever see this one? Anybody ever see this one? Does anybody know what this was?
Is it called Buzzer?
It's called Sale of the Century. And you would answer questions and get them right and get points. And you'd use those points to buy stuff. And they try and sell you stuff. They try and lure you into selling stuff. So they're trying to sell this guy a video writer here. But here's the funny thing, right? You guys, nobody remembers these video writers by Magnavox. I mean, it's ridiculous. So they show you the original cost, $8.99 back in the day for that thing. Wow. And then they'd sell it to you for $6, and then you'd have to make a decision whether you were going to buy it or not. So that was one of my favorite shows. Oh, Joker's Wild was great. I used to love Card Sharks. Higher, lower. You guys don't know any of those shows in Canada?
Man, I have no idea what you're talking. When did these shows go on the air? Was it before I was born?
Maybe before you were born.
Old, right?
Yeah, you were still in the womb probably.
Maybe, but, man. Keep in mind, I was born like right at the end of '89, so like anything before 1995, I probably have no idea what you're talking about. Wow.
Okay, let's go to the next category. I think we got one left. Is that what we're at? And then we can bring on our special guests.
Fool Me Twice? Is that's the last one, right?
Fool Me Twice, guys. Okay. So here we go with Arcade OneUp again, guys. And it's another Arcade OneUp topic. And this is on Michael B, right?
Yep.
So Michael, a lot of times you get an Arcade OneUp and they sell you something like a Pac-Man and then they come out with another Pac-Man, or they sell you a Marvel superheroes and then they come out with an extended edition. And you're like, man, well, if I would have known that, I would have bought this, or I would have got this. Now we got the NBA Jam edition Costco with these options, but people may have bought in the other ones and they didn't know about it. So what I'm trying to say is, hey, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me, or shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And what I'm going to try and prevent, guys, is I'm going to try and prevent my listeners out there from making the same mistake. And what I want to talk about here is the Marvel vs. Capcom new edition and the X-Men one. So what I'm going to ask you, Michael B, is there any reason that I would pick the X-Men version over the Marvel vs. Capcom version when it has so many better options? So you have these two ones. tell me why I would pick this X-Men vs. Street Fighter when it only offers 4 games. 2 of them are only online, and the price point's a little bit lower, but no big deal. So would you buy that other one for any reason? Would anybody in the chat?
It depends on if you're a big X-Men fan, if that's personally appealing to you. Like, what we forget a lot of times is I have 10 cabinets now. I bought my 10th cabinet today, so I'm the kind of person that I want to have a lot of things. But a lot of the general consumers only want one cabinet. So you might find this crazy person that's this huge X-Men versus Street Fighter fan, and they specifically want that cabinet. That's what we forget a lot of times. We forget that there's just a guy out there that only wants one cabinet, and maybe that's exactly what he wants. I have no idea. Like me personally, I just bought Marvel Superheroes. Mainly I bought it for the Punisher. I like the fighting games. Like I like Marvel Superheroes, but neither of these really super appeal to me right now. But I know there's people out there that are looking forward to them.
Restalgia, any reason I would pick X-Men Street Fighter over the other one?
You would pick X-Men Street Fighter over Marvel vs. Capcom?
I'm saying any reason
anyone.
I would.
I think it's right down to personal preference. If you like the graphics, maybe you don't have as much of you don't have as much money in the bank to afford a $500 cab, and 400 is good enough. I mean, personally, I'm leaning on the Marvel vs. Capcom if I were picking between the two. But I mean, I made a Marvel vs. Capcom custom unit, so like that's a game I love. So I'm gonna lean into that, and I just like the graphics, and I'd want to represent it in that way. But I think it's personal preference. What I do appreciate that they've done here is that they're launching them side by side. So they're not launching the X-Men Street Fighter cab and then waiting a month and then launching Marvel vs. Capcom as like a Costco exclusive.
Okay, I guess. But I mean, X-Men Children of the Atom stinks. That game stinks. I don't care what anybody says. You don't need that game. You got 5 games. Why didn't they just put them all on the same units, the same games, and give you the different designs? Really quick, I'm going to touch on a subject. I want to know if at any point could OneUp do an a la carte type ordering system on their website? Meaning, here's design, here's options, here's controls. We're going to put it together for you like these other sites do. Is that even a possibility, Michael B., that OneUp could do that?
They could. I don't know why they would. I mean, they're making so much money doing what they're doing now. Why would they change it?
Yep. Great point. Great point. Restalgia, what do you think about an a la carte?
I think it's probably not something that they would do. And the reason for that is because then it changes the dynamics of the cost. I don't know many people who are going to want to buy a cabinet that costs twice as much just because they want to handpick, I'm going to pick these 4 games and I'm going to choose this style control. And it's a whole nother business. They
don't have the infrastructure. They don't have the production facilities. But to me, it's a great idea. They do ship direct though. So they got one of the big parts down, which is shipping direct to your house. So who knows? I mean, that's a big part of it, but they're more of a mass produced, let's get these things thrown out there. Yep. But I think it would be cool if they did, and just pay a fee for it. Pay $50 more. You get the graphics you want, you get the PCB you want, you get the controls you want.
It'd be a lot more than $50.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
A lot more than $50.
Let's bring on our guest, our special guest. We have 2 of them. We have first the Tech Buzz, Steven. You're on.
Hey. What's going on?
I know it's been a while. He was in the back. He was in the lobby waiting. And let's bring on P-Dubs really quick.
Hey.
P-Dubs, you are on.
Hey, I guess when you look at this panel now, you guys are now tuning into the Super Game Room Retro Loft Buzz Rapid Fire Show. So
that's true. That's true.
Backstage, putting that together.
Yeah, I've literally been writing it out like 5 times. Like, how could we do a good name mash for this episode? So that's right, the Super Game Room Retro Loft Buzz Rapid Fire Show, guys.
That's great. All right, so guys, listen. I first, before we get started, we're going to do something fun here. I'm going to try it. I hope it works, guys. You never know. But I want to tell the guys in my chat and the people who are viewing, a lot of us know each other a little bit better than others, and the people in the chat, they don't know what great guys you all are. Now, I know some of you better than other on this channel, but I just want to tell everybody, you got really solid guys on this panel right now, from a friendship, from a helping you out. And I want to go back to one of the first episodes we did where Steven was so generous, where I had an issue with getting the show on the road, and he said, I'll do it. I'll jump in. I'll help you. P-Dubs was all on board. And without these 2 guys, this show would have really never never got off the ground really. And I can't thank you two guys enough. But I just want people to know that in the chat. And it goes for this show too. I was having some problems getting these teams together after Michael, and you guys were like, yeah, oh, I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it. So thank you guys for that. And all these guys say that in the chat too all the time, how great you guys are. So,
well, Rex, you're great as well.
Thank you. Okay, guys. So I want to get your viewpoints on any of the topics. Steven, you go first. Any of the things we discussed. Now's your time. I'll give you a minute to 2 minutes.
I don't know if you saw me in the background, but the groups. I am so over Facebook groups.
I knew he'd pick that one. I knew he'd pick it.
I'm sorry, but I am. I see it as a place that people are airing out their dirty laundry. I see it as a place where it's just like the same people are posting over and over and over. And I have a YouTube channel just like everybody else, but I'm not as dominant on that YouTube channel. I do more of the live stuff. So I could see how, I saw some comments in the chat room where people feel like it's just a place where YouTubers can dump their links and pretty much go on their way. And I know when I first got started in this community about a year ago, and maybe some people will correct me and say it's always been like this, but it seemed like I learned a lot. Like I learned from watching different guys and their responses. Now it seems like everybody's afraid to respond in fear that they're going to be chastised for their viewpoint because maybe they're not experienced enough or they don't have the knowledge behind it that some others, rather than embracing those people and helping them learn, they're ready to throw rocks at them. Yeah. So I'm with you, Rex, on that. I only stay there because of business and my day job requires me to be on Facebook. But I use it just for promotion. I try to help people as much as I can, but it's becoming a toxic waste dump, man. It really is. I'm sorry. It's just the way I feel.
Okay. I got to ask you, X-Men, Street Fighter versus Marvel vs. Capcom, really quick. Any reason somebody buys the X-Men versus Street Fighter?
No, I wouldn't buy either.
Okay. P-Dubs, we'll get to you. I'm going to ask you the same question, then you can talk about any other topic. Any reason people buy the X-Men versus Street Fighter over the other one?
I think probably because they like the graphics.
Only reason.
I mean, graphics, and like Michael said, they're a big X-Men fan, but and maybe they just can't get that extra $100. I mean, $100 is a lot of money to some people, so maybe they'll take the lesser of two evils, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Any other topics? I want to give you a chance to talk about anything else.
The one topic where you guys were talking about the different SKUs with the cabinets, like with the Pac-Mans and all that kind of stuff. Like, we mentioned this on a couple of our podcast shows in the past. Like, I'm not in a rush. Like all these new fall arcade one-ups that just got announced. Do you know how many I've ordered? 0. Not because I don't like the company, but because I'm waiting for all these cabinets. And sure enough, all these cabinets now we have a Pac-Man cocktail table. We got a Miss Pac-Man cocktail table. Each store has different games. And in all honesty, it's starting to get a little confusing and a little frustrating from a buyer perspective, because as you can understand, I would love to sit here and say, Rex, I wish Arcade OneUp would tell us this fall there's going to be 4 versions. These are the stores. Pick your poison. But I have a feeling that maybe with the deals they have with those stores, they don't want to announce that at the same time. They want to say, hey, it's live at GameStop, but we're not going to tell you about the Best Buy bundle yet. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I personally wish that they would do that, that they had the ability to say, we're going to have 5 SKUs. Here's the prices. Give it to us on day one when they announce the product. Yeah. But I have a feeling that's not possible. So my recommendation to your viewers as well as our viewers is exercise patience, guys, because if you really like these cabinets, give it some time, see what SKUs are out there, and then make your purchase. Because now, sure enough, they announced the Pac-Man cocktail table, and I see people on those Facebook fan pages complaining that, oh crap, I ordered the other one. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
It's getting frustrating from a buyer perspective.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Can I jump in here just for a quick second?
Man, Restalgia, man.
One thing. So with what P-Dubs is saying is that people have to keep in mind, though, that it's not necessarily Arcade OneUp's decision to do the multi-releases. When they've got exclusive distribution agreements with, let's say, Costco and Walmart and GameStop or EB Games in Canada or the Brick in Canada, whatever it happens to be, each one of them wants to have it's like a unique selling
Point.
Right.
Yeah.
Point, right. So for them, they're probably saying, I want something different than Walmart because I want people to come to us to buy it.
Right,
And
right.
that changes the dynamic. So Arcade OneUp isn't going to be like, oh, this is going out to everywhere, because maybe it's in their agreement that they're not allowed to say that, and it's going to be on Costco to promote it, and it's on Walmart to promote it. So
Excellent point.
You can't
Excellent
jump
point.
on Arcade OneUp's back and bash them in the back of the head expecting that to happen. It's
Right.
really the retailers.
But their
That-
marketing is
that's-
terrible. Their
yeah.
marketing is terrible
Yeah.
to tell
So-
you what's coming. Go ahead, Michael.
So I'm going to jump in here too. If I can play devil's advocate, that's fine what you're saying, but there has to be a level of transparency from a company's standpoint that they have to make things available, make it clear that these other things are coming out. Like, I understand what you're saying, but this does nothing to help Arcade One Up. The fact that out of nowhere something else comes up that other people are feeling burned about, saying, if I only knew, I would have waited, or if I only knew, I would have bought that. That it really creates a certain level of distrust for a
Right.
company,
Yeah,
which I
it
don't
does.
think they're going for. I think they're just moving so fast that these things are getting missed, but someone's got to slow down, stop, and they've got to learn to be transparent and open about their whole product line.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah, I mean they just reiterated what I said. I don't think it's something Arcade One Up can control. I don't even think they could say, "Hey guys, there's going to be 6 SKUs," to kind of give you like, "Oh, hey, we should wait for 6 announcements," right? Like, I don't even think they can do that. So, unfortunately, guys, my advice to all the arcade gaming community is be patient. You don't have to order it day one. I know we all get excited, but might as well wait, because obviously moving forward, we will continue to see multiple variations of cabinets, recycled games.
Yeah,
Different
and them on
features,
sale, and them on sale eventually. Okay.
Can I add one more thing? I think
No, it's Steven's turn to talk.
no. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Steven.
Go ahead.
Hey, Rick, did you see the new Costco NBA Jam bundle?
We briefly touched on that with the ball tops. I know, but I know we all know that one, and that just makes my point. I know you're joking, but that makes my point. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Oh,
now
you're
go
right.
ahead, P-Dubs. Come on, we got to get to the fun part, which is
let's go. Let's go.
Okay,
Let's go.
Yes. All right. So why was one of the reasons I wanted to bring Steven and P-Dubs on, guys? Because we're gonna have a contest here. We're gonna have USA versus Canada, and guess what? And don't forget, one of the topics on my show was, what's a great game show? And Restalgia said it right off the bat. It's Family Feud, guys.
Nice.
We're gonna play the feud, and it's gonna be
Nice.
P-Dubs and Tech Buzz versus Restalgia and Michael B. Okay, so here we go, guys. I'm
You
gonna
better have an amazing graphic for when Canada wins. Some sort of like play the
I have
Canadian
no-
national anthem. You better no. You got to
Okay,
have something,
guys.
for
But
it.
listen, before we start, you guys need to close your chat in StreamYard. Close it, because I want people in the thing to comment. I want the people to view. I want you guys to answer in the chat. But if I suspect one of you guys is cheating and reading, you're disqualified, just like
Okay, hold
Ben
on. Wait,
Johnson.
how do I close the chat? Do I
Just
just
type
go to
in
the
like
private
chat. Yeah,
Okay,
just do
okay,
anything
gotcha,
like that.
gotcha.
And don't look at the YouTube chat. If you
All right.
if you Canucks cheat like Ben Johnson did in the Olympics back in the day, you're gonna get.
Wait a second.
don't have to worry about
Wait a second. That is not cool.
This
What
isn't
do you
hockey.
mean?
It's not hockey, so we're fine. The Canadians won't win.
Okay. Here we now. These questions aren't necessarily gaming related. These are general questions. It's going to be who knows what. Okay. Now here's how we're going to do the first question off the bat. We're going to have P-Dubs versus Restalgia on this first one. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the question. I want you guys to hold your hand up in the camera. And the first one who I see go buzz and raise their finger
Like
is
that?
who's going to get to answer first. Okay.
And just
Now,
to
you
be
guys-
clear, these are gaming questions or just general?
These are strictly from the Family Feud board. So I have, I'm a huge Family Feud guy. I used to have the board game where you used to slide the lever, and the
show
lever
I don't
used to show the answer, and you'd slide the sheets down. Nobody remembers that stuff. But people in the chat, feel free to answer. These guys won't cheat. They won't look at your answers. I won't be able to post them on the screen because then they'll see them.
Well,
but
Restalgia might cheat.
yeah.
Okay, whatever,
right?
dude. I only cheat. Okay, hold on. I will not. I will not cheat.
Okay, now
Hold on.
remember.
I certainly have cheated. I'm not going to lie and say I haven't. But I'll also tell you if I'm cheating. I'm not going to cheat on this. I swear.
Okay.
I swear I will not.
Here we go, guys. It's going to be Restalgia. Put your hand up, P-Dubs. I need to see it in the
this?
camera.
we
First
gotta
one to
go
go
like that?
one. First one to go one. I will say answer. Okay. If you do this in the middle of the question, I'm going to stop reading the question. So don't do that. Okay. Here we go. Name a famous Larry. Restalgia.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird is his answer. And wait a second, I got to get the that's the correct answer. I told you we'd have technical difficulties.
I just cleared the board.
Here
It's
we
over.
go.
We win. Hey.
No. 6 answers on the board. I believe. Oh boy, I better look. Larry Bird on the board. Now, P-Dubs, you have a chance to steal, P-Dubs. You have a chance to steal. Name a famous Larry, P-Dubs.
Oh man, I was going to say that. I was going to say Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald. Okay.
I was going to say Larry Bird, man.
So we're not giving you the choice to play or pass, guys. So you're going to play. And Michael B., you're next. Name a famous Larry. 10 seconds.
Man. Leisure Suit Larry.
Leisure Shoot. Show me Leisure Suit Larry.
Ah!
Man, that's too bad. Can you guys hear the sound effects a little bit?
Yeah, they're low, but we can hear them.
Okay, good. That's just an added thing I had to do. So sorry, that was one strike, actually, guys. That was just one strike. You guys have one strike. Restalgia, back to you. 10 seconds. Name a famous Larry.
I'm not going to know. Larry Bundy Jr.
Larry Bundy Jr. Show me Larry Bundy Jr. Sorry. No, that's 2 strikes.
Wait, are these questions from like the 1985 version of
This is retro show, so the show is back a ways. This is retro show, guys. And in the chat, come on, guys, in the chat. I want to see some answers from you guys in the chat. Name a famous Larry. Okay,
Nobody knows Larry.
We're back. That's 2 strikes. We're back to Michael B.
Can I redeem this at some point here?
You get to you get to steal. When they get 3 strikes, you get to steal.
I am so sorry, Restalgia. I'm letting all of Canada down here now. Larry Johnson. I don't know.
Oh, that might be a good one.
Show me Larry Johnson. Sorry, 3 strikes. Now you guys can collaborate for 20 seconds, P-Dubs and Steven, and give us an answer to steal.
Anybody named Larry, Steven. I can't think of anybody. I can't think of actors or anybody.
I got 2. I know for a fact I got 2.
Okay, you got to pick one. P-Dubs, you're the captain, so you have to give the final answer, but you get to collaborate. You two collaborate. Which one are you going to go with?
So Dub, you got Larry King.
Oh my God.
Come on, and then go ahead, hit it up, P-Dubs. Give it to him.
Yeah, we'll do Larry King.
Is Larry King your final answer?
My guess number 1.
Final answer.
Show me Larry King.
Suck it, Canada.
There we go. Okay.
Mike, what are you thinking, man?
Who's your other one, Steven? Who's your other one?
So I going with the retro. Now we're going old. I'm thinking Larry Howard from Three Stooges.
It's not Larry Howard.
Larry Fine.
It's Larry Fine. Ding, ding, ding. And Devil Waldo got that one. That is on there as well. He was.
Is it on there?
Yep, it is on there. Larry Fine right there. Let's see if anybody else got one. Larry Aykroyd. No. Here's one. Devil Waldo gets it with Larry Flint, who was number 5. Let me bring that up. And then we have number 3, Larry Hagman. And as you guys remember back in the day, Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, I know Larry the
Cable Guy.
How was Leisure Suit Larry not there? Like, come on.
That's terrible, guys. That's terrible.
In all fairness, I actually have only ever heard of 3 of these. So
hey, no excuses. You guys lost the first round. This is a best of 3, guys. This is a best of 3.
That's all right.
This is a best of 3, okay?
All right. Steven, you're up.
Steven versus Michael B. Okay, I'm going to close the window here. And again, thank you people for joining and putting your answers in. Let me remove this window right now. Okay, get your hands up. Okay, first one to put one up, I will give them the first answer.
Be careful what finger you use. Be careful.
Ready? Name a famous video game character.
Oh, come on.
Michael B.
Mario.
Mario.
I've never heard of Mario.
I guess you mean Mario as in Mario.
No, he said Mario.
Strike! Show me Super Mario.
Strike!
We
Super
don't have
Mario.
it on screen here.
Oh, I didn't. You guys heard the ding. There you go. Super Mario. All right. Everybody in the chat, again, the question was, and I will bring it up here now. Name a famous video game character. And we go back to Restalgia. No help, and I suggest Restalgia and P-Dubs, you got to be pretty quiet there, but think in your minds what it could be. So Restalgia, you're up. Name a famous video game character.
And can I just verify when this
Oh,
question was said? Hold on, I just want to make
I
sure.
would say the package of this board game I got is probably 5 to 7 years old at least. Okay?
Okay, so then I'm going to go with Sonic.
Okay, Sonic. Show me Sonic the Hedgehog. Good answer. Good answer. All right, back to Michael B.
Pac-Man.
Show me Pac-Man.
Where's the money?
Oh, wow.
Okay, there's only 2 more answers, guys. 2 more answers. Restalgia, back to you.
Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong.
Show me Donkey Kong.
No way. Whoa.
No Donkey Kong. 1 strike.
That's crazy.
Back to you, Michael B. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Mario's free on the board.
Zelda.
Oh, Mario's not. Let me fix that. Well, Zelda, I guess you will say any Link or.
No.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the answer is no Zelda.
Oh,
No Zelda character.
wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, they already won the board. Like we
No,
can't
there's
get-
2. No.
still
You
2.
get to steal.
That's not
if
how
you don't- if-
Family Feud
It's not
works,
how
man.
Family Feud works.
Oh,
there,
well, I never
P-Dubs.
watched it. I know.
All you have to do is steal one of the answers. So we're back to Restalgia. Name a famous video game character. 10 seconds.
Crash Bandicoot.
Show me Crash Bandicoot.
Wow.
Oh, man. No Crash Bandicoot. Okay, 20 seconds for you guys to try and steal and win the game. If you guys can steal this game, you win the competition. Otherwise, we go to a number 3. And I'm going to see in this chat here if people got some of them.
So we can talk. Dubs
You
and
can
I-
talk. I'm going to give you 20 seconds to talk amongst yourselves.
Pokemon and Kirby.
I don't know. I was thinking Miss Pac-Man. I mean, it's got to be bigger than Pac-Man, but less.
I know
less
he
than-
said the last 5 to 7 years. So you got Kirby.
I'm just
Kirby's-
saying the game was made in the last 5 to 7 years. So
All right.
It's up to you.
Who,
I know
who'd you
Pokemon
pick?
was my choice out of all of them. If I
Yeah, well, Pokemon is a thing, not an actual.
You got to be a little bit more specific. There are like 800 Pokemon.
yeah.
wait. You said Zelda, which is Princess Zelda or Link. You didn't.
No. I meant Princess Zelda.
Okay. It was fine.
Okay,
He was
well,
wrong.
we'll go with. All right, we'll go with.
Samus from Metroid.
We'll go with Kirby. Let's just go with Kirby.
Okay.
We just won.
Final answer,
just
Kirby.
won.
Show me Kirby.
All right.
Is it Pikachu? Pikachu's got to be on there, right?
The answer is not Pikachu. Let me check the chat first and see if anybody got any.
Yeah.
Here we go. Who said this?
Laura Croft.
Mitchie B with Lara Croft.
Lara Croft. Wow.
Lara Croft is the
Over
number 3
Donkey Kong?
answer.
Whoa.
Hey, I didn't
Yeah,
make the game or do the.
Over Donkey Kong. Sorry, I'm not teaming with Nostalgia here, but I kind of agree with him on that one.
Oh gosh, don't hate the. I'm just the talk. I'm just.
All right. What
I'm
was
just
number
like
4?
I'm Dick Dawson, man. I'm Richard Dawson. I don't make the questions. I'm
didn't
like,
know
well, what
that.
about the Combs? You guys are. If you guys keep giving me a hard time, I'm gonna be like Combs, that one Family Feud guy. He ended up offing himself. Ray Combs. Ray Combs. He was the producer. He ended up offing himself. You guys don't.
Yeah.
People in the chat might remember Ray Combs. But last answer was Luigi. Luigi was the other one. Okay, so we each got 1 win, guys. We got to make this quick because I got one more question. Whoever wins this,
All right.
gets,
Rubber match.
we got to go quick. Okay, this is the rubber match.
All right.
Okay, we got question 3. We have
Oh, there's
8
eight
answers
topics?
on the board. 8 answers on the
Wow.
board. Okay,
Wow.
I'm gonna leave it up so I don't see it. We got who's going up against each other? Restalgia and P-Dubs.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Name the best way to get rich. Restalgia.
Work.
Show me
Get a
work.
job.
Show me work.
Work hard.
Work hard. All right, that's the number one. So you guys get to play.
Okay.
Michael B, back to you.
Get famous.
Show me get famous.
Ah,
No get famous. Restalgia, back to you.
Win the lottery.
Show me win the lottery. Sorry, let me move that. Win the lottery is good. So we're still at one strike. Back to you. Name the best way to get rich.
movie star.
Show me movie star.
Man, I am
Wow.
terrible.
Come on, Mike.
All right.
We got this. I got to carry us here.
Yep.
Gambling.
What do you got?
Gambling.
Isn't that winning?
I'm going to say win the lottery is the same as gambling.
Yeah, okay, I was thinking
another
like go to a
answer.
casino. Okay, how about robbery? Steal it.
You are a
Show me.
dark man.
Show me steal or rob.
Bingo.
It's there, man. It's there. You guys are giving him a hard time. He's getting these answers right. It's crazy. All right, back to you, Michael B. Name the best way to get rich.
Investments, stocks.
There you go.
Show me stocks,
That's what I was gonna say.
investments.
Damn it!
There we go. Number 2. Who's going to win this match? This is tight. This is the final one. There's 4 answers left. Back to you, Restalgia. You got 10 seconds. I'm going to have to start keeping time because I know you guys are going to try and keep
Inheritance.
Ooh, that's a good one.
inheritance. Show me inheritance.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. We're
3
going to
answers
clean
left.
house.
5, 6, and 8. If they steal the board, we get it all. And I apologize. I'm seeing some of the comments in here. People, Chris A, Wade, they're getting a lot of these answers, but I can't show them I can't show them because you guys will see them. But they're getting a lot of them. We got 3 left. Who we at? Michael B. 10 seconds.
Marriage, marry well.
Show me marry into money.
Nice.
Very rich.
My word.
Dude,
There we
the
go.
Canadians are gonna clean house.
They might sweep the board. Restalgia, back to you. Name the best way to get rich.
I'm running out of ideas, but to go off Mary, how about divorce?
Ooh, divorce, right? Good answer. Okay. Show me divorce. Okay, guys.
Sorry, Mike. I'm a failure.
2 answers left. You guys need to talk amongst yourself. I'm going to look in the chat to see if anybody
What do we
has
got?
any of these answers.
Be a professional athlete. What do you think?
I'm going to see what's left here.
Does 401k count as like stocks? And
That's investments. That's
Yeah.
investments.
What about
Entrepreneur-
professional?
Zero Hero made an answer. Cumlaw says, don't let Canada win, guys. The pressure is on you. You can't let Canada win.
They got all of our answers.
Mitchie B with a nice answer here. That's funny.
You'd be a stripper.
I can't.
Nostalgia, stop helping them.
Was one of their
That's on the
had a-
list, man. They can have the money.
Eminem had a good answer.
was one of their strikes being famous? Was one of their strikes being famous?
I don't remember.
Well, let me say this. Did one of you say be an actor or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to constitute that as the same being famous or that type of thing, okay?
So being
I'm gonna help you guys with that.
doesn't work. Steven,
You guys have anything?
what do you think, Steven? We're running out of time here.
Got to get a timer going. Come on.
All right.
All right. 10 seconds.
All right. Prostitution, Steven? Are we picking that one? What are
No.
we going?
10 seconds.
Entrepreneurial.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's
Yeah,
hard
we-
work, man.
Dude, no, that's different.
No, it's not.
Do entrepreneurial because I can't think of anything else.
Entrepreneur, start a business.
That's a really good one.
Entrepreneur, start a business for the game, and who wins, whether it's USA or Canada, show me entrepreneur, start business. Oh, man. Is anybody know these other
down.
answers?
How's that
You
feel,
let-
boys?
We let the country down.
Oh, I can't believe it. I'm so disappointed the USA guys lost.
You guys are probably used to it, so.
Government work.
yeah.
Married my wife, and my family was loaded. Eminem, good for you. He had a lawyer here. Somebody's had one up here. Oh, right here. Here's one of them. Right here.
Go to school?
Yep. Number 8 was get an education or good education. And number 5, the good old fashioned penny saved is a penny earned.
Save money.
Save
Oh.
money. You would have got it there,
Oh,
Pete.
man.
The underwriter should have known both of those.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, guys. All right. That I guess you guys are the champions. Now, if I had time, we would have done fast money, but you guys probably don't remember what fast money is, but we're not going to do that. But the champions of the show of Family Feud are Restalgia and Michael B. And we might have to have you come on to defend your title at one day. Did you guys have fun with that one?
Yeah,
yeah.
it was lots of fun.
Good, good.
was
I'm glad. I told you every time. The Rexer Show likes to have a little surprise at the end or something fun to do, and so those who stick around to the end.
Am I allowed to
that.
look at the comments now, or is that still
Oh, please
considered
go ahead.
cheating?
No, please look at the comments. There are a lot of good. I wish I could have showed them and seen people, but people got them right. So if you know you got them right, you got it right. Jolly Green, thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Okay, closing remarks. Really quick, guys. 10 seconds. I got to go. I went way over. Restalgia, don't promote your channel. We already know you're at 25,000 subs. Congrats on that. Right? Aren't you 25K?
25K.
There you go. But you don't need to talk about your channel where you are. But any closing remarks? Any closing remarks? 10 seconds.
No, man, I appreciate you having us on. This was a
pleasure.
great show. Absolutely
My
love
pleasure.
it. Thank you. Thank you.
Michael B., you got a huge channel as well, so I don't want to hear you promoting it.
I just want to say thanks for having me on. I'm a fellow Detroit Red Wings fan, so this is really cool.
Awesome.
If I had known, I would have worn my Steve Eisman jersey. But anyways, thanks for having me on. And I'm very sorry about the beginning. The Canadian internet let me down. I'm sorry.
No problem. We're good to go now. P-Dubs, you guys, first, P-Dubs, tell us what's going on Saturday on the Game Room Dudes show. And any final comments?
We do not have an episode this Saturday.
Okay.
But next Saturday, we're going to have Larry Bundy on, and it's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
So you guys definitely want to tune into that show. But yeah, and thanks for having me on. I had a lot
No
of fun.
problem. Love it, guys. I love it. Steven, what's going on tomorrow? You guys got a show?
We don't. My mom came out to visit tonight, so I'll be doing family this weekend, and we'll just be hanging out and stuff. But I really appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate it, guys, for coming on. And in 2 weeks, not this Friday, but next Friday, you guys will be back with the Tech Buzz, right?
Yes.
Good. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I got to wrap it up. I got to go. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank people in the chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys had fun with the Family Feud. I thought it was awesome. Take care, guys.
Canada's #1.
Shut up.